Most killers try their best to plead for mental illness when they go on trial, whether it be to delay their case or get a lenient sentence. And in many cases, their claims to mental illness are true. However, few admit their sanity, saying that they understood what they did and wanted to kill. G'day there everyone, welcome to Bedtime Crime, a channel dedicated to all things crime related. So, if this is a channel that might interest you, please like and subscribe to support the channel. Let's get into today's case. Gaming is an industry that only seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year. Approximately 3 billion people worldwide play video or computer games. It has become one of the most popular sports with an audience prediction of 1.3 billion people by 2025. That will be more than golf, basketball, baseball, and NFL. A well-known game amongst gamers is Call of Duty, the ever-popular FPS made famous on video game consoles. The current Call of Duty Warfare Military's shoot-'em-up style game has over 6 million active players worldwide on all platforms including computer, console, and mobile. A competition called the Call of Duty League is played annually and it attracts thousands upon thousands of viewers. Though South Korea, Japan, and China lead the numbers of players and viewers in the world, this case takes us to Sao Paulo, Brazil. We focus on 19-year-old Ingrid Oliveira Bueno Da Silva, a rising star with the esports scene. She went by the gamer name Sol and played for the esports team FBI Sports, which stands for Fantastic Brazil Impact. Ingrid was described as a really talented player. She participated in several events around the nation and took part in the Battle Girls Organization Championship, which is a free championship for female esports players. Ingrid and a friend formed Support BG Project, which is built to create a positive and safe environment for female esports gamers. It is reported that there is a lot of gender-based discrimination, sexual assault, as well as harassment within the sport. It even spurred a campaign in 2014 called Gamergate. This campaign was against threats of death and sexual assault on female gamers. There are also reports of offline stalking and hacking as part of the abuse. And it's no wonder why the females of the sport have needed to band together, as according to womengamers.org, roughly 5% of the players or workers in the esports community are women. The fear of being a target to the discrimination, hate, and abuse towards women in this community didn't sway Ingrid's interest in playing the game she enjoyed, Call of Duty Mobile. Call of Duty has a large community where people can interact, join teams, and play in tournaments together. Ingrid was involved in these online communities and began to flourish within the gaming community. It is believed that in late 2020, Ingrid came into virtual contact with another gamer called Flashlight. Real name, Guilherme Alves Costa. Alves Costa is an 18-year-old gamer who came from a loving family. His parents described him as a good boy, and reports suggest that he had a good relationship with his brother. Everything seemed normal for the family, but Alves Costa felt different to what his family saw. Alves Costa had trouble connecting with others. Despite the loving family, he lacked the ability to make friends on the outside. He claimed to be a part of a gaming team called Gamers Elite. However, reports say that members of the group mainly talk to him virtually and only a few have seen his face. Alves Costa felt like he lacked direction, a sense of not belonging. He should have understood that at 18 years old, most of us lack direction. He would write down his problems in a diary or manifesto about how he felt about the world. Alvis Costa had a hatred for many people in his life and wanted to do violent things towards them. I imagine that this might have been from his schooling days. Since Alvis Costa was 18, it can be presumed that he was fresh out of high school. He was a tall, lanky, average-looking male who was interested in video games. In my day, that would be enough for people to be picked on or be at least outcasted. However, things have changed these days. Again, I'm not saying that he was bullied in school, but if we were to take a look at why an 18-year-old male has so much hatred already, we can relay it back to something that might have happened in his past. Though Alvis Costa lacked connection, he did connect briefly with Ingrid. The two supposedly built up enough of a friendship that they met in person. According to the mother, Ingrid once came to Alvis Costa's house. The mother must have gotten a good impression from Ingrid, as she said that Ingrid seemed to be good friends with her son. It wasn't reported whether this was a romantic relationship or just a friendship, but neither have been ruled out. Though Ingrid and Alvis Costa seemed to be getting on well, Alvis Costa saw Ingrid differently. Ingrid would become another person Alvis Costa would write about in his book, and also one of the last entries in his 52-page manifesto. Monday, February 22nd, 2021. At this point of the relationship, it is reported that the two have been talking for around a month. Ingrid must not have gotten any negative vibes from Alvis Costa, as they would meet in person once again. Since Ingrid was a part of the Support BG project, I assume she was very aware of the toxic culture surrounding the community. So, I imagine Alvis Costa was trying to play a good boy image in front of Ingrid. It was agreed between the two that Ingrid would go over Alvis Costa's house once more. The two had been playing Call of Duty Mobile for some time now, and they decided that they would participate in a joint competition. Ingrid arrives at Alvis Costa's house, and it is presumed that none of the family were home. Ingrid is excited to play the competition, but Alvis Costa has other plans. He stabs Ingrid until her body lay motionless on the floor. However, Alvis Costa didn't think killing the innocent woman was enough. He wanted to share it with communities that he frequented online with. Alvis Costa then takes out his phone and starts to film Ingrid's body. In the background of the video, Alvis Costa's sick laugh can be heard, while the camera is focused on Ingrid. He is then heard saying, "How wonderful. You're thinking it's ink, or that it's edited or something, but it's not. I really killed her. Got it? I've got a book too. I asked some people to share it. I hope you read it. It contains some truths." The truths that he was speaking about are supposed to contain the motives of his actions. The details of his book are yet to be released and may never be released to the public. Alvis Costa then uploads the video to messenger app WhatsApp. People within the group immediately notified the police of the video. After filming the video, he flees the scene. He knew that the difficult life that he thought he believed he was leading wouldn't get any easier from here, and decides to contact his family to tell them what happened and a final goodbye. He calls his brother up. His brother answers and begs him not to kill himself, and instead turns himself into the police. Alvis Costa listens to his brother and makes his way back to the house. Police arrest him and question why he decided to take Ingrid's life. In a chilling answer, he replied, "I wanted to." He was asked if he remembers what he did. His response was, "Yes, I know. My conscience is very able." It is reported that his plan to murder Ingrid had been brewing for 2 weeks. As mentioned earlier, he blamed a lot of his behavior because he wasn't fitting in or connecting with people. He felt like he had a lack of direction in his life. But maybe the only person outside his family who was willing to accept him for who he was the person who became a victim. But who is to blame for Alvis Costa's behavior? He was supposed to come from a family that believed he was a good boy, and they were surprised that he would do such a thing. The whole family was very loving towards him. The obvious answer is blaming the effects from violent video games contributing to youth violence. Though according to the impact of degree of exposure to violent video games, family background and other factors of youth violence 2017, despite decades of study, no scholarly consensus has emerged regarding whether violent video games contribute to youth violence. So, what do you think? Is it more deep-seated than just playing video games? Or if you want to blame video games, for example, if there are 6 million active players on Call of Duty, does that mean we have 6 million potential killers? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching Bedtime Crime. The last few cases I've done have been the hardest as the in-depth information is extremely hard to find. But for my viewers out there, I am trying to find the most original cases as possible. So, if you enjoy all things related to crime, please make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next case.